Hello aspirants, welcome to our online education platform Vivekananda Vigyan Charcha. Here we are going to provide you the science related topics but according to the foundation course. Let's begin. So students, at our last lecture we got to know about the synthesis reaction and also heat decomposition reaction. So today our topic is electrolytic decomposition reaction. Okay students, so let's begin the topic. So students, this electrolytic decomposition reaction is also known as electrolysis. Okay students, so students, what is electrolysis? You may ask me that I told you that I will teach you electrolytic decomposition reaction, but from where this electrolysis came? It's nothing but other name for electrolytic decomposition reaction. So what is electrolysis? It is the process by which ionic substances are decomposed into simpler substance when an electric current is passed through them. In simpler language, it may be defined as electrolysis is a chemical change brought about by electricity. Okay students? Now students, see one thing, it is important. Electrolysis is only carried out by ionic compounds only, no covalent compounds. Now what is the reason that why ionic compounds? Because ionic compounds contain ions. And what are ions? Cation and anion. What is cation? It is positive charge, and anion negative charge. So it might come in exam that why ionic compounds know that. Yes students, that it might come that why electrolysis is carried out by only ionic compounds. That time you may answer it, you may not. It should be the answer that because ionic compounds contain ions, that is cation positive charge and anion negative charge, and these ions only carry the electricity. For this presence of ions only, electricity can pass through ionic compounds and electrolysis carried out. Okay students? Now students, in electrolysis reaction or the process, in this process no LED bulb should be used and only direct current is used over here. That means battery should require to carry out the process. Okay students? Now students, to carry out electrolysis reaction or the electrolytic decomposition reaction, some apparatus are used. Okay, without those apparatus we can't carry out this process. So let's see what are those apparatus. Now see students, the first apparatus is electrolytic cell. Now what is electrolytic cell? Let's see. It is a non-conducting vessel containing electrolyte solution. What is electrolyte solution? It's nothing but ionic compound which is in a molten form. Okay students, this vessel is known as voltmeter. It is made up of glass or porcelain, and two electrodes are attached with it, and it is separated by a distance, and these electrodes are specially made up of graphite or any metals. Next is the electrolyte, the major component to carry out the electrolysis reaction. It is a chemical compound which, when dissolved in water, produces ions. That means cation and anion. The solution becomes the conductor of sorry students, it will be conductor of electricity. The conductor of electricity. It undergoes dissociation when electricity is passed through it. Dissociation means it decomposed, means it breaks down. The compound gets breaks into the simpler substances. Now our next component is electrodes. What are these? These are two metal rods partially dipped. Partially dipped means half or 3/4 within the electrolyte solution. Means the rods should not be dipped fully. Some parts of the rod should be dipped within the electrolyte solution. Okay, it is connected to the two terminals of the battery. Means it will be connected with the two ends of the battery. And see, there are two types of electrodes. One is cathode and another one is anode. What is cathode? It is an electrode which is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, and anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. Okay students, remember these two things about the electrodes. One is cathode and another one is anode. Cathode is connected with the negative terminal and anode is connected with the positive terminal. Now here is our last component, that is battery. It acts as a source of electricity. Without battery, electrolysis reaction can't be carried out, and it supplies DC current. Okay students, understand the four major components that is used to carry out the process of electrolysis. What are they? First one is electrolytic cell, then electrolyte solution, then electrodes, and last one is battery. Now move on and let's see how electrolysis carried out with the examples. See students, I will write an example, a chemical reaction. Two moles of water when it's decomposed by means of heat. Okay students, by means of heat it will yield 2 moles of hydrogen and oxygen. Now students, I'm talking about electrolysis reaction. So why I move to the heat decomposition reaction? Here is the funda students. So the funda is, when we are giving heat, you know what is the temperature? You can't imagine. Approx 2000 degrees Celsius, and for the normal laboratory it is impossible. I will not say impossible, but it will be good for the chemist not to use heat decomposition reaction, and rather chemists don't use to break down the water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen with heat decomposition reaction. So what they do, they only pass electric current with the help of the electrolysis reaction to yield hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So students, you can imagine that with the help of a electrolysis reaction where only a battery required for supplying the electricity to carry out the reaction, and where the 2000 degrees Celsius, you can imagine what the difference between the heat decomposition reaction and electrolysis reaction. Same, the reaction is same, but the difference in the temperature, and or rather to say the physical condition that we are using to carry out the chemical reaction. Let me first draw the apparatus. I am poor in drawing, but I have to manage it. It's a YouTube, not YouTube. U tube. Both ends are not opened, they are closed. Okay. Electrodes are placed here. See, I told no partially dipped. I will show you the electrolysis reaction of water, but it will be electrolysis reaction of acidified water. Now you may ask that why I use acidified word. Yes? See students, water is the pure conductor of electricity. So to carry out the process, we need a good conductor which will carry out this process, means current should pass through it. So I will drop 4 to 5 drops of H2SO4 sulfuric acid, which will break down into ions and becomes the good conductor of electricity, means after that electricity can pass through it and electrolysis reaction can begin. So let's see, this is the battery, this is the positive terminal and this is the negative terminal. Okay, I told you that anode should be connected with the positive terminal and cathode will connected with the negative terminal. So understand, this is the water level. Water, both are in the same condition, and H2SO4 is given few drops, 4 to 5 drops. After H2SO4 is dropped in it, and when the battery after connection, the electricity is passed through the water, and when the electricity is passing, it is a slow process. Okay students, it will carry out the reaction. And how will you understand that hydrogen and oxygen is separated through the water molecule? After the time passes, one of the level will rise up and one of the level will decrease. Okay students, the level which rise up is nothing. Here the hydrogen, its yield hydrogen gas, and here it yields oxygen gas. Means after the time passes, you will see this thing, that you will see that one of the level of the water goes down, means decrease, and one of the level of the water rises up, and after that the conclusion will be this, that the electrolysis reaction is done. Okay, here the oxygen and here the hydrogen present. Now see with the equation how this carry out, means the chemical equation. Now you may ask that if the water level not rise, it will be rise, but one thing understand, that in the cathode, in this cathode, the hydrogen will be present. Means if it is any other apparatus other than U-tube or the modified U-tube apparatus, and in anode oxygen will be present. Okay students, and see students, I told you that the electrodes should be made up of metal or graphite. In this reaction, means the electrolysis of acidified water, we used platinum metal in both anode and cathode. Okay, and the acid should be dilute acid. What? Dilute, not the concentrated. Okay students, now let's see the equation. Now see the chemical equation. We take 4 molecules of water. After passing electricity, it dissociates or decomposed into 4 moles of hydrogen ion and 4 moles of hydroxide ion. Yes, this is cation, and this is anion. Now see in anode how the reaction will take place. This anion will be carried out in anode electrode. 4 OH minus will release 4 electrons, and after releasing 4 electrons, it will become 4 OH, which further reacts and rearrangement itself and forming 2 moles of water and oxygen. This oxygen is in the form of gas. Now it's time for the cathode. This hydrogen ion will carried out in cathode. The reaction will be carried out 4 hydrogen ion, yes, and it will take 4 electron. From where? You might question me that from where hydrogen will take 4 electron. Why not? The electron that's released from 4 OH minus, from there it will take 4 electron and become 4 H atom, and after that it will become the 2 H2 molecules. So what is the overall reaction? 4 H2O decomposed into 2 H2O plus 2 H2 plus O2, simplified 2 H2O 2 H2 O2. Okay students, understand? Now see another example. Now see students, the next example is molten NaCl. Now you may ask that why molten? Because the molten NaCl presents ions. What? Na plus and Cl minus. Okay students, that's why we take molten NaCl. In other case also, molten calcium chloride or any ionic compound, it should be in molten form. Now electrode. Anode, it will be of graphite, and cathode, it will be of iron. Okay, graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Maybe it's non-metal, but then also it carry electricity. Okay, means electricity can pass quite easily through graphite. Now what is the reaction? In cathode, the reaction will be carried out like this: Na plus plus electron, it will take one electron and forming Na molecule. Sodium, in anode, 2Cl minus, and it will take 2 electrons. Okay, write like this: 2Na plus. It will be quite easy then. Then you may ask that from where, if it's giving 2 electrons, then where the other electrons? It is roaming in the air? No. Both the electrons is taken by sodium only and form in chlorine ion, it's releasing electron, 2 electrons, and forming Cl2 molecule, and it is gas. Okay students, both these reactions is very much important for electrolysis reaction or electrolytic decomposition reaction. Now students, just remember one thing, it is very much important, and here only students gets confused with cathode, anode, cation and anion. See, cathode, associate with cation, anode, associate with anion. Okay, understand students? Don't forget this. If the ionic compound dissociates into ions and becoming cation and anion, where you will see cation, the reaction will be carried out in cathode, and the anion, the reaction will be carried out in anode. Okay students, for today up to this, enjoy the video, and if you have any doubt, please comment us, and if you enjoy the video, please like, share with your friends, and this is very much important for class 10 boards. Okay students, so if you want to know any other topics, please comment us, and don't forget to subscribe our channel Vivekananda Vigyan Charcha. Thank you aspirants. Enjoy the video.